All right, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm with Hash Bass, also known Hash.
Base.
I
It's
just read
hash.
it literally, man. Fuck it.
It's hash base.
Yeah, man. Well, Hash Bass, also known as Harshit Misra.
Thank you.
I am going. I'm drunk. I'm slightly high. Okay, he's drunk, so excuse us. He's an audio engineer, bass player, and a recording artist. He has won the Channel V Launchpad. He's also been awarded the Outstanding Student at MI in Hollywood, California. Explain MI.
Okay. MI is a Musicians Institute. It's a premier institute which teaches contemporary music in United States, and one of it's really a great school. Um, teaches a lot of styles of music which in nowadays like pop, rock, hip hop, Latin, jazz, um, country, R&B. So you it's like modern day music, and that's why I chose this school because that's the style. I mean, I feel that I connect with, and that's why I went to the school. So that's all the school. It's located in the heart of entertainment, where you can get any opportunities, which I was very fortunate to be given when I was being a student there. And of course, I teach now I'm on the staff of the same school once I graduated. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, and you won the Outstanding Student. You're the first Indian to get that, right?
Yes,
Yeah, man.
yes, 2014.
And that's pretty cool. That's pretty recent,
Yes,
even.
sir.
Yeah.
About few months back, I graduated, and it really came as a uh, big blessing to me. I mean, because I put in my heart and soul into it. Since I got selected for full ride scholarship back in 2012, and then I won, came runners up, and then went back to start school in 2013, and then recently graduated from it. So it was pretty amazing to get the outstanding student, and it was like a really pride for the family also to see. I mean, as an Indian, to be growing ahead and putting the name on the scene.
So, like, you started your audio. You did your audio engineering from Chennai.
Yes.
Okay, what is an audio engineer? Explain to us.
Oh well, the audio engineer is I call it the backbone of the for a music concert or a music, anything that's related with live or in the studio, where he is more connected with the technical aspect of music, like using different softwares where like Logic, Pro Tools, Cubase, Reason, where they can produce, record, and mix master depending on what field you want to do. Like I went to study audio engineering, and I selected the field live sound because I was more on the road playing as a bass player, as a musician. So I loved traveling to different places. So that was my forte. So basically, an audio engineer on the whole is doing the technical things of setting up the sound and everything in a live environment in a studio, and that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a vast question. Like it would take a long time for me to make you understand, but
Yeah,
it's
I get it. I get it. Like, it. That's not about it. It's a hard job, man.
I mean, it is. When I've completed my live sound, my audio engineering from Chennai. I came back to Delhi before going to MI. I did a few shows, and it was really on the roll job, because if there's any mistake would you make, or if there's any troubleshooting that you have to do, you have to be really quick in order to make the things turn around, because if because you have a live audience and you have everybody, you have a band, you have an artist, they'll start complaining, they'll just like start blaming the sound guy. So you and besides, when you start doing audio engineering and like live sound, you directly don't get to the console. You have to do all the rigging and all the labor stuff of carrying the speakers and all, which I had to do before making my way through the main console thing. So it's a really tough job.
Yeah.
It took a lot of my mind. Like you have to be like really into it, otherwise you can easily get fired.
I bet. But you're a bass player.
Yes.
By originally, you're a bass player, right?
I originally started playing keyboards. I played keyboards, piano for 10 years. And then
You
when
play
I,
you play the piano.
yes.
I've known him for about 4 5 years. I never knew he played the piano.
You've known him for around 8 years.
Okay, thank you very much, EP. Bastard. so, so you play the piano, okay?
Well, I never really, like I said, I never really focused on music as a career till I finished my school and went into college. So I mean, it was, I think I was like 5 or 6 when I picked up the keyboards, the small Casio keyboard, and I think I still have it. So
I thought you always went from playing, a normal six string to the bass.
no, bro, I've never, I don't know how to play the electric guitar. That's the funny
No.
thing. I don't know how to play the electric guitar. I played the keyboard, I played the piano, and then from there I switched to the bass. And the funny thing is, I should be playing a left hand bass because I'm a lefty, but I play a right hand bass.
Oh, is there a lot of difference between that?
Yeah, of course. The strings are the other way around. Like
So you do you
tuning
get
and
your like
everything.
a custom made guitar because you play it differently?
No, I play right handed.
Okay,
So
you
right hand is a natural. Well, you get left handed also in the market, but I never really thought about it because in piano, when you're playing pianos, you're playing both hands, and
yeah,
you
it's a very
gain the
ambidextrous thing.
independency
Yeah.
into that.
Mm.
So that's why I shifted to playing bass.
So
So it's
fro-
been like 5.5, 6 years of me just playing bass. The other has been keys and piano.
Ah, that's cool, man. So like you still play the piano and all those things?
Well, I use my skills in production when I have to produce some sort of music, like for myself or somebody. I use that knowledge, and it really helped me when I went to the school, because that's one of the mandatory things that MI requires is you should have a knowledge of playing some kind of piano or keyboard,
Okay.
because it helps theoretically and harmonically when you switch to an instrument like a guitar, bass, or whatever.
Oh, okay. I never thought that deeply about music, man. I'm being honest, man.
I'm a nerd.
No, obviously it's your subject. You're on the staff of MI now, so you should know.
It's just a beginning.
Yeah. Now, you're going to teach in Hollywood, California,
Yeah.
man. From Chennai, from Delhi to Chennai, Chennai to Hollywood, California.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about this.
Oh, it's
I'm leaving it big, man. I'm leaving it.
no, I'm not gonna. Okay, no,
man.
I'm gonna say like I was really okay. I'll go back way before the whole New Delhi to Chennai happened.
Yeah.
Even before going to college, I was like really a studious kind of a student back in school, and I really loved science. I mean, I'm seriously, if you even ask my mom right now, I was like, I wanted to be an astronaut or whatever, like all those geeky stuff, like like a astronaut or a architectural engineer, because I love buildings and stuff like that when I was a kid. And so I finished. I somehow did finish my school really well, like doing science and stuff like that. But once I finished my school and everything, as you're going into your college thing, because I think it was a peer pressure, or I think it was just the surrounding of me. Like I saw everybody doing medical and engineering, or just getting into MBA or whatever, like science or commerce field. So I was like, okay, I'm also gonna go into. I really at that point of time I thought like I'm gonna go and become like a mechanical engineer. So I signed up for it.
Yeah, I saw the first time I met him, where he was studying mechanical engineering.
Yes, exactly.
By the
I was
way,
with
our
my-
EP is a mechanical engineer also.
Yes, and I got a good friend of mine.
Yeah, that's how we
I'm
met.
an EP, that is all I am.
Kartik Lalit. The guy, this guy, he's so shy. He doesn't want to be in front of the camera. He doesn't want
the
to.
man.
He doesn't want to be on the podcast. And he's happy doing what he does. Okay, it's kind of weird. And right now he's even hiding behind the camera. He's not even coming up ahead.
Exactly, man.
I don't think the camera will fit my head properly. The
Yeah,
commentary.
whatever,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, man, whatever. Bullshit.
It's a very big
excuses,
head,
excuses, excuses.
Fucking, we had to drag him, because right now we were at the Panchkula Lit Fest. We had to drag him, literally drag him to the stage. This guy, they wanted him to moderate a couple of topics and
Right.
all those things. This guy said, no, no, I'm not getting on the stage. So in the end, we had to drag him, and we have a small video of him taking a plank. We're gonna put that out there.
Yeah,
I
we are,
really
but,
want to
but,
see
but
him like getting dragged in front of the camera.
Yeah. I'll send you a
no,
link to that.
there's no
Thank
people.
you, Nat.
I will. I definitely.
There's no
wanna-
people yanking me. All
I
right?
know,
They're
but I really want to
taking
see
me.
that dragging part of you, like carrying just the camera.
Yeah. And then this one of the organizers is a very nice young lady.
Right.
Let's put it as young lady.
Okay.
Okay. And let's. She's hot. Okay. I couldn't just leave it as a young lady.
Right, okay.
So I have to be more descriptive.
Okay.
And she's cheek kissing him, and he's like,
You're such a kid.
yeah.
You're such a kid. Anyways.
So, anyways.
Anyway, so I went to the same college, like that's where I met
Yeah.
EP,
Yeah. Kartik Lalit.
Kartik Lalit. So, so we went to college together. First year was amazing for me. Like I was acing everything, and it was like the perfect thing. And I started, and I wanted to be in a college band.
Just to say, first year he was also Mr. Fresher in our
Oh
college. yes.
man, dude, that was that was
Okay, let's leave it at that.
okay.
Was.
That was like one epic day
Yeah.
in all. And anyway, so it was everything was going well, and at that point of time, the college wanted to start a band. So I met these few guys from different, streams, and they wanted to start a band, and I was like, okay, cool, music. Okay, so I've been doing music since school time. I've never been focused on it, and let's do it as a side thing. So everybody took the guitar and everything. Then came keyboards. Okay, and I was still playing keyboards then. I used to. I just to interrupt and tell you in between, like throughout the college time of mine, I used to go and play instrumental solo competitions in different colleges, and I used to still play keyboards at that time. And that was a transition from picking up the bass because I didn't knew anything about it. So when I picked it up the first time, I was like, oh, okay, cool instrument, making a lot of bassy sound, 4-string. so so I was like, okay, joined the band, started playing. First year, everything going well. Second year, everything started dripping down. It was at one point in time, it was like a calling for me that I felt literally like I was going in a wrong direction. And that's when I got serious with the music. I don't know. I think everything was set already for me. But so the transition between thinking that I don't want to do, me not doing well with the mechanical engineering while me slowly gaining with the music. So it was like very easy and very, like I would say it was very casual for me. Like I didn't even think about it. And so the music started getting into seriously. I took it very seriously in my life. And then the engineering was going wrong. Everybody was like, even Kartik used to tell me like, "Bhai chhod de." he was like, dude, you are like made for music.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't knew what path I should choose because in India at that time it was everything was. And this is me being honest because I can never forget all the troubles that I had to take in my life to get to to what I'm doing right now. But it always inspires somebody. Is I was able to go to my dad one day and literally tell him, "मेरे को ये नहीं करना है." And it was like the most, I would say, the most courageous move I ever made in my life.
Was
My
it like coming out of the closet?
Oh, it was crazy because my dad.
Yeah, well. Yeah, we are at home.
Oh, we are at home. Okay, but my dad was he became against me. I mean, not against, as in like he became quiet. He was like, okay, in this.
He wasn't that supportive.
I mean, of course, you have to gain support in this.
Yeah.
Like, of course, because at that time when everybody was doing when everybody was doing engineering and all, I decided to actually pursue music as a career. However, I wasn't still sure how to make a path out of it. But it was like a inner calling for me. I just went to my dad and told him, and After few weeks, he actually was like, okay, let's give it a try. But he asked me like, what's your plan? And bunch of my friends from CITM had graduated and gone to study sound in Chennai. So that was the only thing I knew about. Like, okay, there's a sound engineering institute in Chennai which teaches sound, which is related to music, which is all also related to physics and maths, which I kind of liked because I was in the science background. So, and it was a getaway from doing what I wanted. So eventually, I made a plan out of it. I gave an examination test to qualify. I qualified really well, and that's how, when I literally went against the world, I literally at that point of time, except Karthik and a few people who actually, including you at that time, believed that I would do it, and I just left it and I went to pursue sound in Chennai. Of course, when I went there, it was a different environment. Not a different, but because I'm half South Indian, my mom's side is all South Indian. But
Lucky
that,
for you.
thank you. So that's how the transition happened from me leaving the engineering, which was a really a tough move at that point in time. But I would totally say that I was really focused into becoming something, and that's why I made that move from leaving that thing which was making me uh, feel every day like I used to wake up and be like, no man, this is not happening for me, to waking up the next day in a different city, starting fresh, to be like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. I don't know what my next path is gonna be, and but because LA and all this wasn't planned at all. When I was studying sound, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna study sound, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you won
learn.
a scholarship, right?
Yeah, I mean, that I'll tell you, that happened like where it was very funny because when I went to Chennai, I started studying sound. I met these guys, which is 83 miles per hour, the band I used to play for. We guys, we we literally like toured India, and that's like played every competition in almost all cities. It was like the best time, and I still like miss everybody from the band because I moved on, but that thing remains when you're touring with the same guys every night, or you go playing the shows. You create this bond that you have, and that's how I that's how where my bass playing grew with them. So that's where now the bass playing was like, okay, this is my calling. Like as I played every day, it was like I'm winning best bass player awards at competition. I'm winning, we won channel, we Launchpad. I was on TV, and we were in Rolling Stone magazine or whatever. But that's it was like I was learning myself while giving out to the people with the music. As I was like, okay, it's the technical aspect is always there. There's a school where I go and study sound, but you're also on the road playing bass for people and in a band. Or I started learning what is a session musician and all, which obviously helps me now. But so I was about to finish my my sound engineering, and I played this school competition in Bangalore, and it's called Strawberry Fields, and we came runners up, and I got the best bass player award. So there were like bunch of bass players from all around the world, and I got the best player, and I'm like literally a kid at that time because everybody's like, who is this guy, who's this fat dude from, he doesn't even look like a South Indian, he's like from North India and talking in Hindi and just like playing bass. And through that winning, and through that that light that was on me as a player, lot of people saw me that I had potential. And one of the person who's the MI representative, he saw me play my video, and he was like, why don't you go to MI? And I was like, just like you asked me, like, what is MI? And he literally called me up and explained me the thing. And you know and it was, I'm still in Chennai, and I'm talking to him one on one. The family doesn't know about it. Of course, it's a lot of money, and but still, I was like, okay, so I cannot afford this thing. It sounds really amazing. It's like going more and more into the field, and like studying music in a professional level and environment. So he was like, okay, there's this full ride scholarship that happens, and a good friend of mine, Suvi Suresh, she won the full ride scholarship a year before, or I think the same year. and that was like 100% tuition fee off. So I was like, oh wow, that's
Yeah, man.
yeah. I mean, of course, if you go to United States to study music and they're giving you 100% tuition fee off, I might as well just try for it.
Yeah, just go it.
Yeah. So
Go with it.
and the funny thing is, he called me up one day before the contest closed. Um, he was like, okay, so the contest deadline is tomorrow. You have to submit a video and an original song of yours. And I'm sitting in my head, I'm thinking, here I'm playing in a band where I'm only learning their music. I don't know what to play. And like as solo bass. Because they were like, okay, and you're not a bass player. You're gonna play cover tunes, which is fine. Okay, I know cover tunes. I learn songs every day. But you gotta be show your solo ability. And I'm like, okay, well, I literally made that whole piece that I have. It's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. Um, the thing with the video with a friend, the help of a friend of mine, a classmate, we made this in 3 hours, everything, and I just sent him. I was like, okay, jo hoga dekha jayega. Then I'm continuing playing with 83, and all of a sudden I get a call at 1 in the morning, because of the time difference. And I'm like cranky. I'm like, who is this calling me wrong? Some unknown number and all. They gave me a call and they're like, well, you've been selected for the Fulbright scholarship as a semi-finalist. And I was like, no way.
You're like,
And they're
wait
like,
a minute, who
yeah,
the hell are you?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, we're calling from MI.
Is this a prank call?
Exactly. They were like, we're calling from MI and we have selected you as the semi-finalist. So I was like, okay, so how many applications did you get? They're like, we got thousands of applications. We've just selected 8 people from all around the world. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? It's like 1 o'clock prank calls are like so realistic that it makes you believe that you're dreaming in reality or something. No, they're like, no, this is actually true. And then my representative called me, and that's when I told my parents that I did something like this because it started coming on the social media. And my parents are like, well, this sounds good. Okay, so what next? I'm like, I had to go through that whole online voting and all that thing. And this is all between me studying in Chennai sound, me playing with a band, touring, and then trying to solve all this out. So I'm basically going wherever I'm going to play. I'm asking people, can you vote for me? Can you vote for me? Can you vote for me? And it was just like, I didn't sleep at all because I was like asking, not begging. I won't say begging because, it's an art, and I was literally trying people to see my art, and if they appreciate it, they would vote. If they don't, it's up to them. So they actually voted for me, and I was, I think, 100 votes short to make it to the top 5.
Oh.
And I was like, and the last day, and I was like, dude, I don't know what to do because my engineering is ending here. Either I have to go back to Delhi and do nothing, or try to, hustle my way up, which is going to take me a long time, or some divine connection or something will make this thing happen. And I think, I'm not sure, but I got to know when I finally reached the school. This is a later thing, but somebody told me that the chair at that time, Stuart Ham, which is like a legendary bass player, he was the chair at that time, and a great friend of mine now. I like literally look up to him as one of my, because he's one of the pioneer session bass players in the world, because he tours with everybody and does his own thing. So he selected me. Generally they don't select people, they only select either top 4 or top 3, but they selected 5 students this time because he said this guy is like deserving, so I want to see him come in. So they called me up, and I remember that time it was my final for my sound engineering. And I used to get these calls from the States because of the time difference early in the morning. So I have studied 12 hours straight, and then I've slept thinking about, I'm going to get it's either today I'm going to get a call or it's not going to happen. So I get a call at 4 in the morning, and the funny thing is, I don't get a call, my mother gets a call in Delhi. So my mother gets a call, and I'm snoring like a pig. And she gets the call. She's excited like crazy. She's given me like, I think 45 missed calls, like literally.
Your mom must have been really pissed, by the way.
Oh,
45.
she was happy and pissed.
Yeah.
She was happy because
Congratulations, beta.
She was
happy.
happy. Exactly. She was like, I'm sending dandes straight from Delhi, which is gonna hit on your head in Chennai when you wake up.
Yeah.
So apparently, I don't know why, I just woke up in my sleep and I was like, why is there 45 missed calls on my phone? And then I call up my mom and she's like, do you know what happened? I was like, what happened? And I'm scared.
Yeah.
And I was like, "क्या हो गया? कोई
What
मर
happened? You're
मरा गया क्या?"
scared.
And then she's like, you made it to the final. I was like, what final? At like 4 in the morning, I'm like trying to wake up. I'm trying to figure out my life. And then she's like, you made it to the final. I was like, what final are you talking about? And then she's like, well, to the full ride final. I was like, okay, wow, thanks, bye. And I literally cut the phone and I slept because I was tired. Then I woke up like 10 minutes before later and I was like, what? I made it to the final? And I called her back and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Now what do I have to do? Then they sent me an email and then I opened the email and I was checking. They gave me a call. They were like, I think you were sleeping. I was like, damn right, I was sleeping because you called me so many times and my mom called me so many times. Thankfully, I gave my mom's phone number. Otherwise, I would have lost the opportunity of going to United States.
Yeah, man.
Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, bro. And
Always
so
give
they
your mom's
called.
phone number.
Yeah, exactly.
Always give your mom's
Always
phone
give
number.
your somebody's phone number that they will wake up early and pick up the phone.
Yeah.
So they called me up and they're like, guess what? You're the top 5 finalists for the full ride scholarship. That means that MI is gonna give you a round trip ticket from
Mm-hmm.
your city to our school for for 4 5 days where you come in and you rehearse with LA's top session musician and you compete and you have a pro level judge panel for you. And I was like stoked because that's the first time in my life I'm going to go to United States, that too for free, because I didn't have to pay anything,
You didn't even have to pay for the ticket.
nothing. They
Wow.
paid for my ticket, they paid for my travel, they paid for my hotel, they paid for everything. They had a car running with me. They had a marketing person running with me, who was also a great friend of mine. Uh, they all were there looking out for the 5 contestants.
Mm.
Sadly, they stopped it. That was the last year.
Really?
Yeah, that's the last year they actually did, and I was lucky to be a part of it. So I reached LA after 37 hours.
37 hours. 37 hours. Where did you get lost?
Oh, I don't know where I got lost, but it was like so long. But that was coming back. The lost part was coming back. But when I was going, but even before that, it was the biggest thing was MI called me 15 days before I had to leave. So I had to get my visa in 15 days and
Mm-hmm.
leave. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it to the final. And MI didn't realize that because we lose a day here because they are a day behind us. So I filed my visa, everything the day they asked me, and I skipped my exam for it. I was like, I'm gonna come and give the exam 2 days later because I know I'm gonna ace this, but this is also important. So they were like, yeah, okay, you made it to the final. You're gonna represent India. Okay, let's go. So they were like, so anyways, I did the visa thing and I remember I had to leave on the day I had to leave. I got my visa an evening before that, and it was so crucial. I was like, either I'm gonna. It was the same situation. Either I'm gonna get this or it's not gonna happen.
Mm.
Then I got my visa. I packed my bags and I left. 37-hour flight. Reached there, the same day as the competition. We rehearsed with professional musicians only for 30 minutes each. So it was spot on. It was like 30 minutes in, set up, play, out, rehearse. Just the
Okay.
rehearsals. There was just 2 rehearsals. So it was just not like, oh yeah, we can sit and rehearse with you for 4 hours or for your songs. No.
Mm-hmm.
2 songs, 30 minutes. You come in, set up, talk with the band, rehearse 1 or 2 times, pack up, leave. And then we did then the competition was that I was like really jet lagged at that time and really focused. And so I did the competition. I came the runner up. I was a little disappointed, but the guy who won, CK, he's a really good friend of mine, a great drummer from Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Great friends. We all graduated together. So everybody in the competition was amazing. They took a long time to decide who was the winner because honestly, nobody made a mistake. Like nobody. Like 5 people playing music spot on, no mistakes at all from nobody. Not even the band, not even the contestants, anything. Anyways, I came second, runners up. They gave me 60% scholarship. Um, and then I came back. Everybody clapping,
Mm.
one and all that. Mom happy, dad happy.
Mm-hmm.
uh, I finished my my sound engineering finally, and everything was good. I came back to Delhi, and then I'm sitting while I'm coming back to Delhi. I'm talking to my mom. I was like, how are you gonna make this happen? And my mom is like, I don't know, you tell me. And because it was to go to United States to study music is expensive. A
Okay.
lot of people uh, think that you can invest in just like that, but you have to make a plan. I made a plan of how to do the investment, how to take loans or whatever with my family, and we had to you know map it out, like these many quarters, these many months you're going to be there, this was going to be the housing. It's a process,
Mm-hmm.
because you're making it in a huge investment in you, while keeping while thinking about everything that's around you. So we did it. um
Well, wait a minute, let me stop you there. Like, how is it expensive? Because you've got a scholarship. They're
you
paying for your travel. It's a stay which costs a
No,
lot.
you don't. They gave me the scholarship. That means my tuition 60%, 50% is off.
Okay,
So the rest tuition I had to pay because I was a runner up.
I see.
The guy who came first got 100% scholarship, so
I
he
see.
didn't have to pay anything for the tuition.
Okay.
However, you're still paying for your stay, because
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna rent out an apartment and do a lot of you
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
rent out an apartment and have money for your daily use and amenities and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to plan it out, because sometimes sometimes it goes, like the money can go less and higher because of the exchange rate, and you have to see
Mm.
all the logistics, because it's like my dad thing. He's a
Yeah.
finance guy, so he knows everything about it. I don't, but definitely.
Let me ask you, how does your dad feel about your music now?
You know what, my dad understands everything that I'm doing.
Really?
I have to make him understand. I
Okay.
mean, I'll be like, he knows what a bass guitar is, because he went with me the first time I ever bought my first bass.
Ah, okay.
So he didn't knew what it was back then. Of course, it created a loud sound, which was pretty heavy. But he knows, because he made a move in himself to understand what I was literally going into and doing.
Are you going to teach your dad how to play a bass guitar?
I would love to if he wants to learn. I would literally love to if he wants to learn, like seriously. But yes, he knows, he understands. There are some things that I have to make him understand. Like, look, this is the style of music, or this is how I gig, or this is how I talk to people, do business, or try to make somebody learn, like the job that I have now, like as a teaching assistant or on a staff. So what exactly it is. So I have to tell my dad all these things. But for most of the stuff, like now, from back then to now, he knows, like he understands,
Yeah,
which is
good.
which is really cool.
Yeah, man. It's a little validation that matters.
Well, definitely. My mom is like a big music freak. I mean, she used to listen to a lot of music, and I think that has come into me. I mean, of course, she couldn't play any instrument and or something like that.
Okay, so you're not from a music family.
No, nobody is a musician in my family. All of my cousin brothers and all are nerds. I mean, in a different way. Of course, they're in different big companies doing, computers or whatever.
Yeah,
But I'm
well,
the only musician in my family.
yeah, well. As soon as you suddenly say Indian, it's all about computers, right?
Well, I don't want to be a stand-up.
It's like suddenly.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
It's a more techie kind of a thing. It's a more of a, I don't know.
yeah, man. As soon as you go abroad, people go like, "You're an Indian. You must work in IT."
Yeah.
You're like, No.
They'll look at me and they'll be like, "Oh, you wear specs, so you must be doing some computer stuff before you came into music." I was like, "No, no, that didn't happen."
So let us know, how is LA?
LA is amazing. LA is uh, my experience when I moved to LA from New Delhi. I didn't have a cultural shock. Of course, for some things you have cultural shocks. Well,
Like?
with like the way people addressed certain things, the way we do. Like if I mean, it's a language kind of a thing also, because of their accent, because we have a thick Indian English accent.
Okay.
And also I think I did had a cultural shock a little bit on how casual people are when it comes to socializing, which I see now in India. It is the way people socialize. Like I saw that. Well, you can go up to a person there and start talking. and the other person won't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I used to do it here, when I go up to certain person, they'll be like, "Who are you? Why are you talking to me? What is this happening?" and stuff like that. So in that ways, I was like, okay, it's easier to socialize. And since being the industry, like the entertainment industry, so everybody's like kind of cool. But there,
Mm-hmm.
of course, there are different kind of people with different kind of attitude to
Yeah.
talk towards you. But I really enjoyed even my transition from New Delhi, like I told you, to LA was easy because there are so many people in LA, like, and so many people. When I say it's not just American people, there are people from all over the world. Especially MI. MI is like is a great place because they don't have just people from the United States. They have people from all over the world. I have friends from Spain, Venezuela, Italy, and then Japan, China, Korea, Taiwan, and all the like from so many places. Like you, Sweden, sweet. Like there are a lot of sweet people that in MI. So you're in a diverse environment, and of course, Indian. There are a lot of Indian. I saw like Indian musicians in LA or Indian students in MI. So LA for me was amazing. Like it's still amazing. Like I and the weather is same like India, so it doesn't feel like, oh, where have I come?
I think that is the wrong kind of statement to make. Like
Oh,
Delhi, you
oh.
mean?
Well, not like Delhi, but like more like Delhi and Chennai both mixed together.
Ah, okay. See, not like India.
But it's good. You cannot, when everybody used to tell me like the California sun is amazing, I would be like, why are you telling me that, dude? Like, it's just a sun. Like, sun is like just vitamin D. But then the Cali sun has like, it's just the right amount of heat and the breeze and everything is it's just good. Like, for me, talking to people and socializing and just being, um, like I love what I do, and I went there to work to do the same thing that what I love. So I never felt like I have gone into an environment where it's going to be uneasy. However, yeah, it takes a little time when you reach there to adjust. But once in a month or two, I was good to go.
Okay. Now, you played with a lot of recording artists. The names, can you just speak out the random names? Wayne Brady.
Well, Wayne Brady, and then Candace Glover. She was American Idol season 13 winner, and bunch of other people who are not as big as these people, but there are so many good artists that um, LA offers. Um, I've I had a really good time doing a lot of music in, and like you said, recording artists. For me, recording artists were all playing live for them as well as doing studio work. However, I was doing more studio work for MI related students, but my big break come when I met the Jackie Boys. They are like the Grammy Award winning singer songwriter duo who
I
wrote
have
songs
heard
for
of them.
Katy Perry and
Okay,
all these
okay,
people.
right, right.
Um, Katy Perry, Madonna, and Rihanna, and all these people. So I auditioned for. They had a concert series called Jackie Boys and Friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got these big gigs to play for Wayne Brady, Candace Glover, and all that. And through that, a lot of players, a lot of musicians started to know me. The surprising part is like we were talking before, the this thing is like the word of mouth goes much faster than anything in LA. So I was making a, I would say like I was making my own noise while playing in a good way, and it was growing. So people actually started getting to know me, and that's how I started landing these gigs, or making those connections with friends or with colleagues or whatever way. So yeah, it's I played with like good
What is
artists.
the largest crowd you played at?
Think about, I haven't played stadium gigs. I haven't played arenas as of now because I'm still too fresh for LA. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, I've played like big club gigs where there have been like 1,000 people and 1,500 people inside
Yeah.
the club. Yeah, like there've been like good amount of people playing, like attending the show or something like that.
You know where I'm going with this. Like, as an audio engineer, what do you think about from the sound changes as it goes, right?
Exactly. Like, I mean, for audio, like, good question.
Yeah.
Um, uh, as an audio engineer, you're looking towards the musician. You are the flagship for the sound that is being heard by the crowd and all. as a musician, you're delivering that sound. So that's where I still have a little edge. As a bass player, you're dealing with low frequencies, and when you're playing like in any big environment or whatever, you need a certain clarity in it, a certain tone, because when you have to listen, when some listener is listening, he should be able to hear what you're playing. It's not just like boominess, it's just like I'm playing, like I play melodic lines, so my all my lines, whatever I'm playing, uh it should be heard.
Yeah.
So that's where my audio engineering skill comes in, because as a live sound, I knew how my bass should sound when it goes outside to the crowd. And also every big bass player that I know has their own sound. So with as time you grow and develop, and me being a session freelance guy, I have my own sound. So that's why for me, when I'm playing with a band or in a live situation or in a studio, my mind works as an audio engineer as well as at the same time as a musician. My audio engineering skills comes into play, like, huh, okay, I can tweak this around to make it sound like the way the artist wants, or to make it sound the way I want. But at the musician time, I'm not thinking about the audio, the technical side. I'm just thinking about, okay, how to make it sound beautiful, or how to make it sound the way artist wants. So it's like a my mind works into like a two phase kind of a thing. So that what helps me to achieve exactly the way I want.
Now, time for a stupid question. What is chupacabra?
What is that?
Yeah, man, there was something coming out of America, especially LA. Something about chupacabra, something Mexican demon kind of a thing.
I have no idea about it.
Dude, there was some. I saw this thing on um, CNN.
Okay.
Okay, they were covering something like chupacabra. There is the chupacabra infestation, and
have no
it's like
idea.
gremlin something.
It's crazy.
I thought
I
you're
didn't
from
see.
LA?
I didn't see. I no. I'm not from LA. I'm from New Delhi, but I live in LA. But it's not. It's not. I haven't seen any people going crazy in the streets, especially me living in Hollywood, which is like I live close to the Hollywood Boulevard, which is like all the entertainment happens there, like Jimmy Kimmel and everything. I haven't seen anything crazy going on there for sure.
Does Jimmy Fallon record
No,
there?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel. Okay,
Kimmel
Kimmel.
live show.
Okay.
Fallon, I think, happens in New York.
Ah, okay. They used to have it. Jay Leno used to do it in LA, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
You also had the last Oscars happening close to your place.
Yeah,
right?
bro, right behind my house.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. It
You
was
saw the red carpet.
Yeah, bro. I could see the red carpet. However, it was all closed because it's high security, and the Dolby Theater is right behind my house. So I walk outside my house, I can see the whole Dolby Theater. I mean, the whole building, and the Oscars was like right behind my house. It was crazy. Like they closed down, they put the whole red carpet, and I was like from the corner, because there's a mall right next to the Dolby Theater, so you can see like all the big celebrities walking into the Dolby Theater. It was pretty cool, man.
Is it as glamorous as they make it look on television?
It is.
It is.
It is. It's very royal. It's very of course I'll say like it's very hype in a good way,
Okay.
but it's I don't know. It's the way the Oscars are shown. Like that's exactly how it is. Like I don't think it's anything is edited or something like that. Like when it's live, it's like really live. But it's like everything is shut down. Like the whole boulevard is closed.
Wow. The manpower required to do those.
Oh man, their security is crazy. Like they shut it down. When they shut it down, they shut it down. You can't do anything.
So basically, your life goes for a toss when Oscars are happening.
No, my life doesn't go for a toss. It's the LA traffic that goes for a toss, I guess, because everything is because Hollywood is like an extension, like the middle part. I won't say like the middle of LA, but it's like the major part where all the traffic goes. So I think they do the divert thing where to take the traffic or something. But yeah, the Oscars is really cool. I even one more thing I want to mention is like Jimmy Kimmel does a lot. Sometimes they like recently Taylor Swift shut down the whole Hollywood Boulevard for her new album release, and she played like songs. So that was pretty cool. Like some of the shows happen on the Boulevard, so they close it, and all the movie premieres happen because the Chinese theater is there and the Disney theater is there. So they all shut it down. So
What
It's a
about
pretty normal
wildlife
thing.
over there? LA is quite
Well,
wild.
when you go towards the north of California, which I'm still yet to discover, because it's a good drive from, because I live in the city. It's pretty good. Like I have friends who live in up north, and they go for like the whole wildlife thing. Also, the one thing I do like sometimes is go on a hike. One of my close instructors. He's a very hiking person. Like he goes on different hikes and he's like post pictures, and I'm like, damn, these places are like really cool. So like I go to hiking like close places which are in LA, because another thing is if you don't have a car in LA, so the commute becomes a little, little
Hassling.
yeah, like
Yeah.
little much. You need like a car to go to
Hassling,
places.
yeah, because they don't have a metro. They don't
No,
have.
they have a metro. They have an underground metro.
LA has a metro.
Yeah, LA metro.
Okay, I didn't know that.
LA has a metro.
I never
And
saw that.
well, they have a good
And they
LA.
didn't show it on the television. They didn't show it in the movies.
I don't know what they show on television, but definitely
Yeah, it drowned in the volcano. Did that Tommy Lee Jones movie?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
that
think so,
guy
but they
throws
yeah,
him.
but there is like good. There is full the for me commuting, because I don't have a car. For me as a student, for me as a to go to different places, I use the public transport and it's well connected.
Hmm.
I can literally go from my house to the LX airport, which is 1.5 hours away, in the metro.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. So, what is it like? Like, we see a whole lot of weird stuff. Okay, maybe it's hyped. We see a lot of weird stuff coming out from LA.
Hmm.
Like people are weird over there, and Justin Bieber's racing his cars and all those things.
Well, LA. Sorry to cut you short,
Yeah,
but I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
It's like I told you, it's entertainment capital, LA.
Mm.
So, and everything that's spectacular, as in like, I wouldn't, I mean, calling it rich would be like, okay, discriminating or something like that. But saying that all the glamorous things are in and around Hollywood, or downtown, or there are like secret places, like I'm saying, like Malibu is such a great place in Los Angeles. Like I love to go to Malibu. It's all houses across the ocean, but all the big time celebrities and music and all these people have their houses there. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, everything is, it's all the glamour. Weird people are always there. Weird people are on the boulevard. Weird people are everywhere. But I don't know. It's the media that makes it really hyped up. I mean, if of course, if Justin Bieber is like going in his Lambo and stuff like that, of course, paparazzi is always there. Like
Yeah.
the news will always follow any celebrity or anything like that. But like for me, my personal experience, if like it's a very chilled out city. Like
Hmm.
of course there is the West Coast, like the hip hop scene or like the rock scene or whatever, but everybody is chilled out. Like I haven't seen anybody like going crazy for days and just being like, no, I want this, or just making headlines or something like that.
What about violence? Like they have guns, right? One of them
Well,
rights is
recently,
rights to carry gun.
yeah, well, you can carry a gun, but I haven't seen people literally on in Hollywood carrying gun or taking it out in front of people,
Hmm.
or just doing something that's however the violence is different. Like if there's like LA is also like that, it's a gang capital where there are like so many gangs, but I've
Hmm.
never at least from the place where I live and through places that are closer, I haven't seen any gang violence as such. However, recently I think somebody got shot on the Hollywood Boulevard, which was like a big thing, because I exactly don't know and I don't want to comment about it, but there were mass protests and all that because of the Ferguson thing and all.
Yeah.
That tension has always been there. People are more trying to be safe. Being there in their own lane, trying to do their own thing. Like me, like even though I live in a big city, I try to be in my own lane, try to do my own thing, work with the things that I have, which is like much safer way, because you don't want to get into unnecessary things. But
Mm.
I haven't seen like much of violence, like really crazy violence that happens, or it's been shown on the TV or whatever.
What about hoods? Are there really hoods over there?
Yes, there are hoods. When you go into like like I wouldn't say hoods the way it's in Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
or anything. But I would say hoods as in like homes, like you see like like Compton or South Central and all these people. These places are termed as hoods. Even I love hip hop. I love the West Coast, and also I know a little bit of like, okay, what's the hood, and I've been to the hood, and
I have no idea what a hood is.
well, a hood is like more of like a you know a, a like a community of, not a community I would say, but like you go through the places, and there's like houses lined up together with like big families, and all the culture and loud music and all. I haven't seen like the way they show it in the games and or something like that, but however, like there's like how people gathering together on a backyard doing barbecue and stuff like that, which is like
Yeah, that's a community.
yeah, I mean, like it's a community, like it's a like if you check online like Compton or South Central or Inglewood and all these places, these are called the hood because there's like a lot of music black community that's present there, and they it's not just black community, it's like all people are there, but it feels like a hood. Like you go in there and you're like, okay, there are like so many people here, and it's like all in a kind of an intimate environment where you are and you're just having fun there. Like I like I tell you, like I'll keep saying this, I haven't seen anything going crazy in the hood or elsewhere. It's like a normal life. It's like a normal way that people grow up in different places. Like in New Delhi will be different, or like Gurgaon will be different, or these are all different places in as a part of New NCR or New Delhi. So that's how the thing is. But the hoods are like the small. I won't say small, but it's like you feel like you go inside and you're like, okay, yeah, this is like
Okay, the vibe
West,
changed.
the vibe changes. Like it's like a West Coast vibe, and you're like listening like to cars with like good music, like loud music and stuff like that, and people like on the streets playing, kids playing, and people walking and stuff like.
Yeah, that's cool.
That sort of sounds like a suburb in a certain sense.
Well, kind of suburb, but it's not a suburb
No,
because
no,
it's a
man. It's
part
in
of a
the,
city.
it's part in the city. Like, who was that rapper who said something like I was watching the television and said, there's some rapper came up in the hood, y'all. Like,
Well, yeah, because
what does that mean? I don't even understand that.
well, rap music is more like it's I mean, of course, I'm not born from that place, but I love to play rap music and hip hop music, and I feel like it's more of an expression. So when somebody says I'm from the hood, they grew up in that whole family with a lot of kids, or they saw the struggle of coming out from a small place into making it big or something like that. So that might be a
Okay,
way.
so I'm representing this place. That's what they mean.
Well, sort of, because they were born there, and that's how they communicate like in their songs, like the West Coast, like Snoop Dogg is like termed as or Dr. Dre, like these people, Ice Cube, are like West Coast hip hop music. So like that's the culture that they bring into the vibe into like into the music. So that's how it is.
I love Snoop Dogg, man. No, I don't understand what he says. I just love his voice.
Yeah.
Like,
His music is pretty chilled out West
yeah,
Coast.
because half of the time I don't understand his lyrics. I'm not from there. Don't understand it.
Well, of course, it's everybody has a different taste of music,
I tried to make sense of it. I didn't get it.
Well, okay.
Like,
Well, most I try to understand like what he's talking, but then again, he's not just talking about the hood, but he's like, like the flagship guy who shows the West Coast and all, and I really dig his music. So
yeah, man, I love his music. I love to listen to it. Yeah. Uh, you have an inclination towards more of a R&B, hip hop, right? What do you think about EDM?
good question. EDM is nice.
It's new.
It's nice. I like it. Um, like I love ambient EDM, ambient music, electronic music, which is part of EDM. Well, EDM is electronic dance music,
Yeah.
but electronic part of it. And I think it's also another market which is growing in itself.
Don't you think it's going to be like, because you're a musician, 80s, 90s, rock, okay? 90s, 2000s, hip hop, rap, R&B. EDM has just come up and it's growing big. Don't you think it's going to be a decade or a decade and a half of EDM?
Um, I think EDM has its well, it's really tough to think about music as decades. I feel like to
Okay.
think about like, okay, it's gonna be after a decade or it's gonna happen because people right now also like me. I still love the 80s.
I love the
Although
80s.
I was born in the 90s, because I still love the 80s.
I was born in the 80s. I love the 80s. Hey, glam rock
Yeah,
days.
yeah, I love the 80s, and but that's what I'm trying to say. As time is progressing, new things are coming up. Of course, EDM has, there are producers which use live musicians. There are producers which just produce by themselves.
Yeah.
So there are new ways coming out, and I think EDM is one. I love EDM. I love to listen to EDM. There are people who don't like to listen to EDM because they are like, okay, I will still resort to listening to this kind of music. So by saying that it's gonna be like a decade of EDM music or something like that. Of course, EDM has just it's added to that collection of what we have been listening for a long time. It's just a different taste to music. So that's what I feel like. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there for a long time, but I won't compare it. Like I won't compare it. I would call it also as a expression of music. Like if I was a EDM producer, that's how I produce. That's how I express. If like for me as a musician, me as a bass player, I like to play hip hop, or I like to play R&B or jazz. That's my expression. So it's all sorts of expression which is termed as music.
Let me ask you another question regarding EDM. Like now, it's all done on computers.
Right.
Okay. There are no players.
Right.
So how does it impact a musician?
Well, it definitely impacts that is exactly what is a great question, because I went to a convention back in LA, where they were talking about this. They were saying it's getting more computerized. Where is the actual manpower to create the music? um, I feel that it is kind of affecting us as musicians, but it can never affect us in total, because sooner or later I've seen like Daft Punk when they came out with Get Lucky, you have Nathan East playing bass on it. Of course, you can have electronic bass on it. I can imagine that song in being in a made electronically. Of course, Daft Punk, one of the biggest acts in the EDM, right? But they actually had a guitar player and Nathan East on bass playing the real bass. So you can never take away the human touch, which of course a computer might be able to generate it, but it cannot generate what a human feels or thinks or acts and reacts to it. So I feel, so for me, as I feel like it is of course affecting, because it's easier. You can sit in your room and just have all the instruments at your disposal whenever you want, instead of paying money to a session musician or coming up. But however, I feel that if you are really, if you really want it, if you yourself will feel, if I was an EDM producer, I would I would always think that I can save money by making the music by myself. But however, if I really wanted to put that personal touch to it, I would always have real live musicians playing on it, even though if it's electronic dance music.
Now, Skrillex is like 19. Oh, sorry, you corrected me earlier. We were
21,
talking about.
22 or something.
Okay. Now, as you said, he was really poor.
Uh-huh.
He made his music on somebody else's
Yeah, he's
computer.
like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So, but doesn't it give now think about it. Like Skrillex wouldn't have even been able to do any music at that point of time. Uh,
Well,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. The good part about technology is it's independency towards anything and everything.
but does it now? Now, since he has the money, he has the opportunity. Do you think he could incorporate musicians, or would he, as a musician, want complete control over his product?
Well, if you incorporate musicians, you still have the control over your product. Like I mean I mean as if like if I make a song and if I call you to do something on my track, I still have the control because I'm telling you to exactly do what I'm thinking in my head,
Okay,
right?
I see.
So
So
or
you can't really like
no, you
you.
can, of course. Like Daft Punk would have told Nathan, he'd be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling like. This is how I get to just give you a parallel idea when I go into a session because I do sessions. I the guy who's called me knows exactly how I sound, how I make it sound, or he has an idea that okay, this is how Hashbase is gonna make it sound. But however, since you are Ishan, you exactly wanted to sound make it sound the way you are thinking in your head. So even if I come in, you will just give me a guideline of how to do it, and then either I'll do it the way exactly you want, or I'll do it kind of in a like we'll decide on a midway where this is how you want to do it and this is how I want to do it. However, in Skrillex, of course, he has a control of whatever he's doing. If he calls in a musician, it depends on the musician. If the musician says, okay, I'm gonna put my stuff on this thing, but I'll give you the rights, but I want the royalties out of it. Or he'll just be like, okay, it's your product. I have a name for myself, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't really matter that much, but I'll still gonna charge royalties out of it. So at the end of the day, if I'm coming in and doing stuff for you, I'm also gaining from it. But however, you have the total control over the product. So that's how
Mm,
it is.
I see.
It's like a music business kind of a thing. The way you asked me, I made you understand in a music business way.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Everybody's got their own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So you're back in India. Yeah. How's it like being back?
Oh man, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm getting so much love from my family because I saw them, after 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of food, eating a lot of food.
Yeah.
I'm like full.
Naan and dal. The
Naan,
reason.
dal makhni, and naan, and all that delicacies which I always love to eat. And I'm a big time foodie. That's another thing of me. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, but still I love to eat.
A big deal. So you're a vegetarian. You can still be a foodie.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
But some people think that I'm not a foodie.
man.
Look at my size.
Yeah, man. Come on. So, and what are you doing here?
I'm on uh I'm on vacation.
You're on vacation.
I'm
Chilling.
I didn't bring my base. I didn't bring anything. I am on vacation. I'm chilling out with my family. However, you know, honestly, the way my story, as I told you, has inspired a lot of Indian musicians to actually, go ahead and try to do stuff or try to convince their parents or at least make that bold move of just getting out of that comfort zone and trying to do something if they really have the calling. So I got a lot of Facebook inbox and emails from people like they really wanted to meet me and talk not just music but how does it feel, the way you are asking me, like how does it feel to be just being from New Delhi to Chennai to LA and stuff like that. So I mean, I might be doing like a small, like a clinic or something at this weekend. And other than that, like
What clinic is this? Give us the particulars.
I mean, I think I think it's from 3 to 5 p.m. on a Sunday. I just got a text while talking. He said
Oh,
3 to 5 p.m. I think it's on a
Magic Five phone.
it's on a Sunday at this place called Carnival Underground in I think Lajpat Nagar or something.
Okay.
And it's good. I feel it's more gonna be like, of course they want to see me play because I studied the instrument and I'm still studying it because also they want to talk and get inspired or get motivated doing something, bigger and better for themselves.
Hmm. Good. So you're inspiring people.
Part of me, my studying in LA, especially, I won't say MI, but my mentors, I would name some of my mentors because they like literally changed my whole vibe, like me being positive, as you said, and as the producer Saab said.
Producer
So,
Sam.
Thank you.
oh, you're most welcome.
He takes up the mic and goes, "Thank
Thank you.
you."
I love this guy. They gave me a really good outlook of a bigger picture. Like it's not just. First, I'll name few people. First, my mentor is Ruby BC. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's Ruby BC, and she's a touring keyboard player. She's played on The Voice, American Idol, and she has this whole program of Aspire to Inspire, which is also a group of musicians who just not play the instrument, but will inspire you, not by, of course, by their story, but she has this thing where she inspires a lot of people to do the same thing what I'm trying to do. And I was lucky enough to be mentored by her, and she's still my mentor. So she's there. And then there's Damien Farmer, also known as Damo. He's like my bigger brother. He's a great producer, and a great producer, great bass player, and he's looked after me, like, literally he believes in me, and he mentored me when I was in MI, because I used to talk about getting the gig all the time, like, oh, I want the Alicia Keys gig, oh, I want this gig, why is this guy on that gig, why can't I get this tour, what is wrong with me, only because I'm an Indian, something like that. No, in the Indian part is the funny part. No, but he like literally had me in head. He was like, you know what, I really want you to finish school, this is important, I want you to get your education, then we will think about it. And so he's helped me in a lot of ways. And then his bigger brother Ethan Farmer, he's also a great bass player. He plays with Lionel Richie right now, and all of these people have inspired me in such a way. And so that's what I want to tell, that they, like Ruby, because she's been my mentor for a long time. She not only taught me, like, as in, just to think, not to think about the gay, like every, like, when I was, like, I've grown, like when I was growing, I was used to always think like, okay, I want this tour, I want this gig, I want to be in this session. And then one fine day she asked me, like, she's like, okay, session gig given to you, now what? And it was just like this silence, that right now, like, I was like, oh shit, she just slapped me. Like, she's like, now what? Now what do you want to do? Okay, gig done, tour done, you're happy, you made your money, now you're sitting on your couch, now what? And then I was like, man, this is like a, great question, because it made me think, like, to do what you are doing and to think what you are doing, because that's more important. I know we all tend to um look at people and be like, get inspired from them, and be try to be like, oh, I want to walk on the same steps as this guy has walked before. It's good. I was the same, but however, we should I think I realize that we all are individuals, we all have a different thinking about certain things. You might This person might be on that gig is not made for me, or this might, or not about gig, but just in general life, this if this guy is in this position, maybe that's not for me. Like, I was thinking I should be a mechanical engineer because everybody was trying to be, but however, my destiny was to being a bass player and be a touring musician. And so all these things have, like, motivated and inspired me to actually, like, I believe that there was nobody when I was coming out, and now, since I people have these my mentors have helped me to be like this, so I want to inspire more people, not just because of my instrument, not just because of showing them how many chops or how awesome I am on the instrument, but in general, because um, in LA, this is the saying that it's not just about your instrument that makes you amazing, it's about how you are before picking up that instrument.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's like, and I try to be like that. It's like one of my favorite bass players, Yannick Gwizdala. He's an amazing clinician, amazing teacher. We I saw him at Bass Player Live, which is like the NAM show for bass players recently, and he said, just throw away the bass out of the window. Let everybody in the room, there was like 60, 70 people. He said, how many bass players? Everybody raised their hands up, and he's like, let's just throw away the bass out of the room. Now what? Now we're sitting as individuals. Now what? Now let's see who can, talk, who can be the real person you are. And that's how I try to be. Like, I don't have a base right now. I don't want to prove you how awesome I am, or prove you how much I've studied from MI, or just by going abroad and learning. But I just am being me right now. I just want to inspire people, not to inspire or be a father figure or whatever, but to just tell them that, you know what,
It is achievable.
yes, it is in you. Like, it's not, even if it's not achievable, you can literally dream and work towards it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Anything else to plug, brother?
Oh, that's it.
He's at Hash Base.
It's Hashbase.
Yeah. Are you also on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm Hashbase on Hashbase official on Facebook. I'm Hashbase on Instagram. I'm Hashbase on Twitter, and you can find me on YouTube or elsewhere.
Yeah. EP's got the mic. Look at that. EP's got the mic.
He's got the mic.
Yeah, he
EP's
also
got
has
questions.
an upcoming website which should be
Yes,
out.
it should be out. I have a website coming up. I'm planning, and I want to give a shout out because I have my great endorsees who have been helping me all this while. TC Electronic for bass amps, and Dean Markley for strings, and Bartolini for pickups. I'm definitely planning to grow or make this my my name, my brand name, which is Hashbase, is bigger in 2015. Of course, website coming up, and all these trying to plan out with companies, and also I have my music I'm writing now, which
Wow.
should definitely come out soon, because a lot of people have asked me. They'll be like, you are giving bass lines to people. It's about time you write your own bass lines for us.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that also. So that's in the process. It's slow, I know. It's an update also for people who have been asking me about the EP, but it's slow because I'm kind of lazy, and I'm taking my time also on that thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
All right, people. Since he's plugged everything, buy my book, 21 Monarch Project.
Definitely. And follow.
Also stay tuned to our pages respectively. That's the Six World Radio page, Ishaan Lalit page, and our YouTube page, again Six World Radio on YouTube, where we're coming out with new Panchkula Lit Fest activities, and we have one more thing to go.
The fuck activities? No activities. You just
Sessions
got-
and the backroom sessions. Yes, we're coming out with Six World Radio. We're coming out with Panchkula Lit Fest over there.
All right, bro. More success to you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.